Hello students, once again welcome to corporate accounting class. Today let us solve some of the examples on the calculation of managerial remuneration. We have already worked one example on managerial remuneration, how profit is calculated as per section 198 of the Companies Act, what items are to be deducted from the normal profit and what items are to be added to the normal profit. Those things we have already studied. We have already studied that. Today let us see some more examples. Now on the screen you can see here an example of Anand Company Limited. Information related to Anand Company Limited, calculate managerial remuneration, right, due to managing director of the company at the rate of 5% of the profit. Also determine the excess remuneration paid, if any. Now the details are given here. The details are net profit is 2 lakhs as it is given. You can write down this example. And this profit is calculated considering the following items, following expenses and income, right? While calculating this profit of 2 lakhs, depreciation 40,000 is taken, preliminary expenses 10,000 is taken, provision for tax 3,10,000 is taken, director's fees 8,000 is taken, bonus 15,000 is taken, profit on sale of fixed assets, that is total profit on sale of fixed assets 15,500 and the original cost of the asset is 20,000, written down value is 11,000, right? This information consists of various items of expenses and also profit on sale of fixed assets. Again we have provision for doubtful debts 9,000, scientific research expenses which is related to setting of new machinery rupees 20,000, managing director's remuneration paid rupees 30,000 and other related expenses information are depreciation under income tax rule 35,000, bonus liability as per the Payment of Bonus Act 1965 is 18,000. Now this is the information related to, right, Anand Company Limited, where profit is already calculated, that is 2 lakh rupees, and while calculating this profit of 2 lakhs, these expenses and incomes are already considered. These expenses and incomes are already taken into consideration. Now, net profit for managerial remuneration is calculated as per the provisions of Companies Act 198. Now some of the expenses which are not allowed, for managerial remuneration, some of the incomes are also not allowed for calculation of managerial remuneration. Therefore, if already these expenses the expenses which are not allowed, which are already included, which are already deducted from this profit of this 2 lakhs, those expenses should be added back, right? The expenses which are not allowed, the expenses which are inadmissible for the calculation of profit for managerial remuneration, those expenses should be added back because it is already deducted. And the incomes which are inadmissible, the incomes which are not to be added, some incomes which are not to be added, so those income, if it is added to the net profit of 2 lakh, that should be deducted. So that is how we have to calculate profit for managerial remuneration. See, the expenses which are inadmissible, the expenses which are not allowed, generally the expenses of capital nature, generally provisions and also other expenses which are not admissible. Those expenses which are already deducted while calculating this profit, that should be added back. And if any profit or income which is not allowed in the sense that which is already added to this profit, but it is not to be allowed, generally capital profits are not allowed, right, for the calculation of profit for managerial remuneration. Therefore, a capital profit, if it is added to this profit, that profit should be deducted from this profit, right? So that is how you have to calculate managerial remuneration, calculate the profit for managerial remuneration, and on the basis of that profit, you can calculate managerial remuneration at the rate of, right, 5% per annum. Now, if you go through this example, some of the expenses which are inadmissible, right? Some of the expenses which are not allowed. So those expenses which are already deducted while calculating this profit, that should be added back, right? Now, if you go through this, right, once again, the other expenses are, you can write down here, provision for doubtful debts, 9,000, right? Provision for doubtful debts, 9,000, scientific research expenses, which is related to setting up a new machinery, 20,000, managing director's remuneration paid rupees 30,000, and other information is related to depreciation under income tax rule 35,000, bonus liability as per payment of bonus act is 18,000, right? So these are the expenses and incomes. These are the various expenses and incomes or profits which are already adjusted, which are already taken while calculating the profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Isn't it? Therefore, in these expenses and profits or incomes, some expenses and some incomes are inadmissible, not allowed. So, the expenses which are inadmissible, which are already deducted while calculating the profit of 2 lakh, that should be added. And the incomes or profit which are inadmissible, which are already added while calculating the profit of 2 lakh, that should be deducted. That is what you have to do here. So, if you calculate profit for managerial remuneration, that is the profit as per section 198 of the Companies Act 2013. The profit for managerial remuneration, you have to calculate here, right? Now, you can take net profit rupees 2 lakhs, and while calculating this profit of 2 lakhs, some expenses, right, which are not allowed actually for managerial remuneration purpose, which are not to be deducted for managerial remuneration purpose, those expenses which are already deducted while calculating this profit, that should be added back. Now, the expenses are generally capital nature, the expenses which are beyond the limits, certain limits, as per the depreciation, as per the Companies Act or as per the Income Tax Act. Suppose such expenses which are already deducted, that should be added back to the profit of 2 lakhs. Now, here in the expenses given, you can see here, out of the total profits 2 lakhs, right? Out of the total profits 2 lakhs, some of the expenses which are not allowed. The expenses which are not allowed are preliminary expenses. See, preliminary expenses are of capital nature. Because preliminary expenses are the expenses or those expenses which are incurred before the commencement of the business, and these expenses are capitalized and the whole preliminary expenses are not charged to the profit and loss account of one particular year. It is right, postponed. It is deferred. Year by year, it is written off every year. It is written off every year over some period. Therefore, such expenses are generally of capital nature and that should not be considered for calculation of managerial remuneration. Now, preliminary expenses 10,000 rupees is a capital nature, it is not allowed for managerial remuneration purpose, it is already deducted while calculating this profit of 2 lakh. 10,000 rupees preliminary expenses already deducted while calculating the profit of 2 lakh, and this should be added back because it is not allowed, it is not a revenue expenses, it is generally of capital nature. Similarly, if you see the other expenses, depreciation, suppose depreciation here deducted is rupees 20,000. While calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakh, depreciation of rupees 40,000 is already deducted, isn't it? Depreciation of rupees 40,000 is deducted. But if you see the example here, depreciation allowed as per income tax rule rupees 35,000. Income tax act or as per income tax act, depreciation allowed in that particular year is only 35,000. It means, see, depreciation of rupees 40,000 is deducted while calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakhs. This 40,000 rupees already deducted, but actual depreciation as per income tax rule is only 35,000, isn't it? So, 5,000 rupees more depreciation, 5,000 rupees more depreciation is deducted from this profit of rupees 2 lakhs, right? Actual depreciation as per income tax is 35,000, but depreciation already deducted is how much? 40,000. It means 5,000 rupees more depreciation is deducted. Depreciation allowed is only 35,000, right? Therefore, 5,000 more is deducted. That 5,000 rupees not allowed. That 5,000 rupees expenses, more expenses are not allowed for calculation of managerial remuneration. So, we have to add back that 5,000 rupees to the net profit, isn't it? Therefore, you can do here in two ways. Directly you can add back 5,000 to the net profit of 2 lakhs, or you can add 40,000 to the profit as it is in disallowed depreciation and deduct 35,000 here, deduct 35,000 as allowable depreciation. That is also you can do. So, net effect of this will be 5,000 rupees depreciation is added back to the net profit rupees 2 lakhs, isn't it? Two ways you can do this. Directly you can add 5,000 to the profit of 2 lakhs, or you can add 40,000 and you can deduct 35,000 from the profit. Add 40,000 to the profit and deduct 35,000 from the profit. It will also give the same effect, isn't it? So, wherein 5,000 rupees added back to the profit, 5,000 rupees added back to the profit, that is relating to the depreciation. Similarly, you have the expenses like preliminary expenses, depreciation, provision for tax provision. Now, generally all taxes, provision for tax, provision for doubtful debts, the provisions are not allowed. Provisions are not allowed for the purpose of calculation of managerial remuneration. So, provision for tax is already deducted in the profit of rupees 2 lakh. While calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakhs, 3 lakh 10,000 is already deducted, right? As provision for tax, provision for income tax is disallowed or not allowable expenses. It is not allowable expenses. Therefore, this amount of rupees 3 lakh 10,000 should be added back to the profit. right? Sorry, this profit of 3,10,000, yes, 3,10,000 is added back to the profit here. 3,10,000 is added back to the profit because it is a allowable expense. It is inadmissible. Provisions are inadmissible. It is already deducted. Therefore, it is added back to the profit. Similarly, you have director's fees. Director fee is a allowable expenses. Director fee is allowable expenses. Therefore, here this amount is not to be taken into consideration as it is already deducted and it is already taken in the profit and loss account, deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakh, right? Therefore, it is allowable. No adjustment is needed in this expenses of rupees 8,000. And bonus rupees, how much? 15,000 is already deducted while calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Bonus of rupees 15,000 is already deducted while calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakhs. And if you see the example, bonus already deducted is 15,000, but bonus liability as per Payment of Bonus Act is 18,000 rupees. Bonus liability means bonus payable. Bonus payable is rupees 18,000, but bonus already added, deducted from the profit is rupees 15,000. It means what? Bonus should be payable 18,000. Bonus paid is only 15,000. It means 3,000 rupees extra bonus should be paid. 3,000 rupees extra bonus should be deducted from the profit, but only 15,000 is deducted. Actually, 18,000 should have been deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, but only 15,000 is deducted from the profit. Therefore, 3,000 more should be deducted. 3,000 rupees more should be deducted. Therefore, you can directly do this by deducting 3,000 rupees. By deducting 3,000 rupees from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, or you can do either this way also. You can add 15,000 rupees bonus. You can add 15,000 rupees bonus, and you can deduct 18,000 rupees bonus. So if you do like this, the effect is same. 3,000 rupees net effect. 3,000 rupees bonus is deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, isn't it? So this way also you can do, right? And bonus, actually, as per the Bonus Act, bonus should be payable 18,000, but bonus already paid is rupees only 15,000. Therefore, 3,000 rupees bonus is to be deducted. This has been done like this. 15,000 is added to the profit. Here, 15,000 is added to the profit, and again 18,000 is deducted from the profit. Right? Similarly, here another item of expenses is related to, right? Another item of expense is related to provision for doubtful debts. Provision for doubtful debt is a allowable, not allowed expenses, disallowable expenses. All provisions are disallowed. Therefore, provision of rupees 9,000 is already deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, isn't it? Provision of rupees 2 lakh, provision for doubtful debt for rupees 9,000 is already deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs. As it is a disallowed expenses, this should be deducted from the profits. This should be added to the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, isn't it? As it is disallowed, it should be added back. It is already deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, isn't it? Similarly, you have a scientific research expenses. Scientific research expenses rupees, how much? Scientific research expenses rupees 20,000 is related to setting up of a new machinery. Scientific research expenses is related to setting up of a new machinery, as this is a capital expenditure, isn't it? Scientific research expenditure, it is related to setting up of a new machinery, as it is a capital nature. This capital expenses already deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs, isn't it? This capital expenditure is already deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Therefore, this 20,000 should be added back to the profit of rupees 2 lakhs. It should be added back, isn't it? And similarly, you have a managerial remuneration already paid rupees 30,000. Managerial remuneration paid to the managerial personnel. So, as you are calculating net profit for managerial remuneration, the managerial remuneration paid to the managing director of rupees 30,000 should be added back once again to the profit. Managerial remuneration of rupees 30,000, right, which is already paid to the managerial personnel, it should be added back to the profit, because you are calculating net profit for managerial remuneration. Therefore, this should be added back to the profits, isn't it? So, preliminary expenses inadmissible. The total amount of 10,000 is added to the profit because it is deducted from this profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Depreciation, actually depreciation already deducted from the profit is 40,000, isn't it? But the actual amount of depreciation as per income tax rule is, right, 35,000 only. 5,000 rupees more depreciation deducted. 5,000 rupees more depreciation deducted. This 5,000 rupees more deducted from the profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Therefore, it should be added back. 5,000 rupees should be added back here. This is done in this way. 40,000 is added and again 35,000 is deducted. Right? So, 40,000 rupees added and 35 deducted, and the net effect is same. 9,000 rupees provision for doubtful debt as already deducted while calculating this profit of 2 lakh. It is inadmissible or disallowed expenses. It is added back. Scientific research expenses of rupees 20,000, it is also expenses of capital nature, it should be disallowed. It is inadmissible expenses, but it is already deducted while calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakh, therefore it should be added back. Managerial remuneration, as it is already deducted from this profit of rupees 2 lakhs, as you are calculating net profit for managerial remuneration, therefore managerial remuneration already paid should be added back to the profit. And income tax provision, actually it is disallowed expenses, rupees 3,10,000. It is already deducted while calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Therefore, it is to be added back to the profit. And bonus rupees 15,000 is paid, but actually bonus payable was 18,000. Bonus paid is 15,000 in the profit, right? So 15,000 is deducted from this profit while calculating the profit of 2 lakhs. But actual bonus is how much? Actual bonus liability is, bonus payable was 18,000. It means 3,000 rupees bonus, 3,000 rupees bonus was less paid. 3,000 rupees bonus was less paid. Less paid means it is not paid. 3,000 rupees bonus was not paid. It is an allowable expenses. Therefore, 3,000 rupees bonus should be deducted from the profit. It is done like this. Total 15,000 is added to the net profit and total 18,000 is deducted from the net profit. The net effect of this is 3,000 rupees bonus is deducted from the net profit, isn't it? Similarly, you have other expenses like here bad debt is provision for doubtful is taken, research expenses are taken, managing director's remuneration is taken. Similarly, depreciation is already adjusted, preliminary expenses are disallowed, it is added back to the profit, provision for tax provision is taken, director's fees actually is not allowable expenses, right? It is allowable expenses, therefore it is already deducted, no adjustment is needed in this regard, and bonus is already taken. But one of the item here is profit on sale of fixed asset. 15,500 is already considered while calculating the profit of these 2 lakhs. Right? A profit of this how much? 15,500, which is related to the sale of fixed asset. Profit on sale of fixed asset, it is already added to this profit. Now, in the case of sale of any fixed asset, all the profit which is earned, or profit on the sale of fixed asset, all the profits are not allowable. This profit consists of both capital profit and revenue profit, isn't it? Profit on sale of any fixed asset consists of both profits, capital profit and revenue profit. Now, total profit of rupees 15,500 is added while calculating this profit of rupees 2 lakhs. Right? I told you, while calculating profit for major remuneration, the capital profits, the profits of capital nature, if it is already added to this, the profit, that should be deducted. Right? Now, you have to calculate what is the capital portion of this profit. What is the capital profit out of this profit? Right? Capital profit is calculated on the basis of sale price and original cost. The difference between sale price and original cost is considered as capital profit, and the remaining profit is considered as revenue profit. So, capital profit is sale minus original cost, revenue profit is original cost minus returned on value. Now, this 15,500 includes both profits, right? Capital profit as well as revenue profit. Out of this capital profit is sale minus original cost. Sale price minus original cost. Here original cost is given. Original cost is 20,000 is given. Returned on value is how much? 11,000 is given. And net profit is rupees how much? 15,500 is given. So, you have to calculate sale price. Sale price is not given here. Sale price is what? Sale price is the price at which the fixed asset is sold, including profit. Sale price consists of profit. Sale price consists of profit. Therefore, profit is calculated the difference between sale price and the return on value. Profit is nothing but sale minus return on value. Therefore, sale is equal to return on value plus profit. Sale is equal to return on value plus profit. Therefore, here 35,000 is deducted as depreciation, is already overcharged by rupees 5,000. 18,000 rupees bonus is already it is payable. 3,000 rupees extra paid. Now, in this profit of rupees 15,500, right? Capital profit you have to calculate. Capital profit is calculated on the basis of sale price and original cost. So, sale price actually is, sale is nothing but, sale price is not profit. Profit derived is, profit is the difference between sale minus return on value. Profit is the difference between sale minus return on value. Therefore, sale is equal to return on value plus profit. Sale price is equal to return on value plus profit on sale. Therefore, return on value of the asset is 11,000. Profit on sale is 15,500. Therefore, sale price of the asset is 26,500. Isn't it? Sale price of the asset is 26,500 and original cost of the asset is 20,000. Original cost of the asset is 20,000. Therefore, the balance difference 6,500 is considered as capital profit. 6,500 is considered as capital profit. So, total profit is how much? 15,500. Out of 15,500, 6,500 is capital profit. The balance should be revenue profit. So revenue profit is returned original cost minus return on value. Capital profit is sale minus original cost. Revenue profit is original cost minus return on value. Original cost of the asset is given 20,000. Return on value is 11,000. So capital revenue profit should be 9,000. Revenue profit is 9,000. Right? Original cost minus return on value. Original cost minus return on value. Therefore, here out of total 15,500 rupees profit, 6,500 is capital profit, 9,000 is revenue profit. Therefore, capital profit actually is not allowed. Capital profit is not allowed. Only revenue profit should be considered or taken for or added to the profit for managerial remuneration. Now, in the net profit of rupees 2 lakhs, already 15,500 is added to this profit. 15,500 is added to this profit. Therefore, out of this capital profit is 6,500. That capital profit should be deducted. It is not allowed. Capital profit is not allowed. Therefore, capital profit of this 6,500 is deducted. So, total amount expenses, the total expenses which are already deducted from while calculating this profit, but it is actually disallowed, is rupees how much? 4,34,000. It is added back. Now these items of expenses are actually not allowed for managerial remuneration purpose. It is already deducted from this profit. Therefore, it is added back. And the items of expenses and incomes. The expenses and incomes. Expenses actually here, it is depreciation and bonus, which are already added back to the net profit, and the total amount allowable expenses are deducted here, and 6,500 is the profit of capital nature, which is already added while calculating the profit of rupees 2 lakh. Actually, this 6,500 is not to be allowed. 6,500 is not to be allowed. Therefore, this amount is deducted from the profit. Therefore, total amount to be deducted is how much? 59,500. Therefore, the balance of profit here is 5,74,000. Now, actually, the net profit of the company is 2 lakhs. That is as per the statement of profit or loss. But for the purpose of managerial remuneration, net profit is not 2 lakh. The net profit is 5,74,000 because we have to adjust certain expenses and income which are not generally allowed for the purpose of managerial remuneration. So as per section 198 of the Companies Act, managerial remuneration should be calculated on this profit, 5,74,000. Right? You can note down this. You can note down the net capital profit also, isn't it? Similarly, managerial remuneration is calculated at the rate of 5% on the capital on the profit of managerial remuneration. Therefore, managerial remuneration is a remuneration at the rate of 5% on 5,74,500. Managerial remuneration is 5,74,500. Therefore, managerial remuneration is 28,725, isn't it? 28,725 is the managerial remuneration. Managerial remuneration at the rate of 5% on 5,74,500. But actual managerial remuneration paid to director is 30,000. Managerial remuneration paid to director is 30,000. But actual the managerial remuneration payable is only 28,000. 28,725. That you can see here. 28,725 is the manager remuneration, but actually 30,000 is already paid. 30,000 is already paid. Therefore, company has paid more here. Company has paid excess remuneration of 1,275. Company has paid excess remuneration of 1,275, isn't it? So this is how you have to calculate the net profit for managerial remuneration as per section 198 of the Companies Act, isn't it? So section 198 of the Companies Act specifies some expenses, some incomes which are not considered. Expenses which are not considered in the sense, expenses which are already deducted while calculating that profit, that should be added back, because expenses of capital nature and provisions generally not taken into account for not to be deducted from the profit. If it is already deducted, it should be added back. And in the case of income also, some incomes of capital nature, profits of capital nature, actually not considered. If it is already added to the net profit, it should be deducted. So that is how you need to calculate managerial profit for managerial remuneration. Now that is example number 2. Now you can work out one more example here. That is example number 3. It is also similar to the example which you have already worked here. This example is related to Sandesh Limited, right? And from this information you have to calculate managerial remuneration available to the managing director of the company. And before charging such remuneration, the statement of profit or loss shows a profit of rupees 23,10,000 for the year 31st March 2018 after taking the following matters, isn't it? Sandesh Limited earned a profit of rupees 23,10,000. You can write down this 23,10,000 net profit, and while calculating this profit of 23, this profit is before charging managerial remuneration. This profit is before taking managerial remuneration. Now while calculating this profit, these are the items which is already taken or considered. It means these are the expenses and some expenses and incomes. These are the some expenses and incomes which are already taken, means expenses are already deducted, income is already added to the profit of rupees 23,10,000. Now from these expenses and incomes, you have to add back those expenses which are not allowed but it is already deducted. You have to add back those expenses which are not allowed but it is already deducted. And you have to deduct those incomes. You have to deduct those incomes which are not allowed but it is already added to the net profit of 23,10,000, right? Therefore, income which is already, expenses which are already deducted while calculating this profit, the expenses which are already deducted while calculating this profit, but those are not allowed, should be added back. And the incomes which are already added to this profit, but which are not allowed, that should be deducted. So that is the simple logic here while calculating managerial remuneration as per section 198 of the Companies Act. So capital expenditure, these are the expenditures which are already taken, expenses and incomes which are already taken while calculating the profit of rupees 23,10,000, right? Capital expenditure 5,25,000 already deducted. Subsidy from government 4,20,000 is already taken. Special donation, this is not donation, actually change this, special depreciation, this is special depreciation. Special depreciation special depreciation, not instead of donation, not donation, this is special depreciation. Special depreciation 70,000, multi-shift depreciation 1,05,000, bonus to foreign technicians 3,15,000, provision for tax 28 lakhs, compensation to workers 70,000. These items are taken and ex gratia paid to the employees 35,000, loss on sale of fixed assets 70,000, and profit on sale of investment 2,10,000 already considered while calculating the profit of 23,10,000. What you have to do is, see, company is providing depreciation as per Schedule 2 of Companies Act of 2013. Now, what you have to do is, you have to calculate the net profit as per Section 198 of the Companies Act. You have to calculate the net profit as per Section 198. So, among these expenses, the profit is calculated 23,10,000. While calculating this profit, these expenses and incomes are already taken. Now, here these expenses and some items are expenses and some items are incomes. Here it is already taken. Now, from these items of expenses and income, you have to consider which are disallowed expenses. You have to consider which are the expenses which are not to be deducted, but is already deducted. That should be added back. And you have to consider some of the incomes which is not to be added, but it is already added. That you have to deduct. So, here the expenses like capital expenditure 5,25,000, it is an expenditure of capital nature. It is expenditure of capital nature. This should be already, this is already deducted from capital, the net profit of rupees 23,10,000, isn't it? 23,10,000. This is already deducted, but it is not an allowable expenditure for the purpose of managerial remuneration. Therefore, as it is a capital expenditure, capital expenditures are not allowed. So, this should be added back once again. 5,25,000 is added back to the profit. Subsidy from government 4,20,000. Subsidy from government is a revenue receipt, a revenue income, isn't it? Subsidy is already revenue income. All subsidies received from the government should be added to the profit, and it is allowable income. It is allowable income, it is already added, so there is no adjustment required in this particular item. Right? It is already added to the net profit, so it is an allowable income, it is already added. Here special depreciation, not donation, special depreciation, it should be depreciation. Special depreciation 70,000 is actually deducted from the profit of 23,10,000. Now the question is whether special depreciation is allowable or not allowable. Generally, as per Companies Act, special depreciation is not allowed. Special depreciation is not allowed. Single shift and multi-shift depreciation is allowable. So, special depreciation of 70,000, it is not allowed for managerial remuneration purpose because, right, it is already, it is here, this item of 70,000 is already deducted from this profit of 23,10,000. Therefore, see, while calculating this profit of 23,10,000, 70,000 is already deducted. It is not actually allowed. It is not actually allowed. It is already deducted. Therefore, this amount should be added back to the profit of 23,10,000, isn't it? Multi-shift depreciation is 1,05,000. Multi-shift depreciation is already, it is allowable depreciation, but the amount is approved by the IT rule, but it is given that here company is providing depreciation as per Schedule 2 to the Companies Act of 2013. Therefore, depreciation as per Companies Act is 1,05,000, it is allowed. Depreciation 1,05,000 is as per the Schedule 2 of Companies Act. Therefore, it is an allowable expenses. It is already deducted from the profit of 23,10,000. Therefore, it is deducted, already deducted. So, no adjustment is required in this item of 1,05,000. And one more expenses here is bonus to foreign technicians, 3,15,000. Now, bonus is a allowable expenses. Bonus is allowable expenses. Bonus is regular expenses, right? You see, it is allowed. It is to be deducted from the profit, and it's already deducted from the profit here, 23,10,000. So, no adjustment is required in the case of, right, bonus to foreign technicians. And it is bonus to employees here. Bonus to employees, allowable expenses. Again, provision for taxation, 28 lakhs. Provision for taxation is 28 lakhs. See, provisions are always not allowed. Provisions are not allowed for managerial remuneration. Provision for taxation, which is already deducted from the profit of this 23,10,000, isn't it? Provision for taxation is already deducted from the profit of rupees 28 lakhs. 28 lakhs. That should be added back to the profit. That should be added back to the profit. And compensation to workers also allowable expenses, right? Compensation to workers is allowable expenses, and it is deducted while calculating the profit of rupees 23,10,000, right? While calculating this profit of 23,10,000, this 70,000 is already deducted, so no adjustment is required here. Similarly, ex gratia to employees. Ex gratia paid to employees. Now, ex gratia is actually a additional expenditure. Additional expenditure, extra amount paid to the employees. Generally, it is not allowed for calculation of managerial remuneration. So, ex gratia paid to employees is not generally allowed, right? And similarly, ex gratia to employees not allowed, but it is already deducted while calculating the profit of rupees 23,10,000. So, this is not allowed in inadmissible expenses. This should be added back to the profit. And similarly, we have here loss on sale of fixed assets, rupees 70,000. Loss on sale of fixed assets, rupees 70,000. But as I told you, in the case of profit or loss on sale of any fixed asset, right, the capital nature should be disallowed. Capital nature of profit, capital nature of losses, if there is any, should be disallowed, and if there is capital nature of profit, it should be deducted, and revenue nature should be considered, and if there is a capital nature of loss, it should be added back. But in this case, only profit loss is given here, only loss is given, and in the case of fixed asset, there is no return on value, there is no sale price, there is no sale price. Sale price of the asset is not given, return on value is not given, original cost of the asset is also not given. Therefore, we can here assume that the total loss is of capital revenue nature. You can consider this is the loss of revenue nature, and due to the incomplete information here, you cannot calculate what is the portion of, what is the revenue profit, what is the capital profit here. Therefore, the total expenses, the total loss is allowed as per Income Tax Act. Total expenses are allowed, and it is already deducted from the profit, so no adjustment is required in this case. Similarly, we have profit on sale of investment. Profit on sale of investment, right? Profit on sale of investment is 2,10,000. Now, in the case of profit on sale of investment, it is a profit of non-recurring profit. It is a non-recurring profit actually. But only if the company is an investment company, in that case profit on sale of investment could be considered as a allowable income. But it is not specifically given. You can assume that it is a non-investment company, right? Therefore, profit on sale of investment of rupees 2,10,000 is a non-recurring income. Non-recurring income, or it is already added to the profit of rupees 23,10,000. It is a not allowable income. Therefore, it should be deducted from the profit. So, if you calculate the net profit, for managerial remuneration purpose or net profit as per section 198 of the Companies Act, right? As I told you, what are the disallowable expenses? The total profit arrived is 23,10,000. The total profit is 23,10,000, and this is before charging commission. And while calculating this profit, some of the disallowable expenses are already deducted. Those expenses I told you that should be added back, right? And some of the disallowable incomes are added. These disallowable incomes are added while calculating this profit, that should be deducted. So, what are those inadmissible expenses, inadmissible incomes? I have explained you earlier. The inadmissible expenses are the expenses, capital expenditure, expenses of capital nature. Capital expenditures are always inadmissible, and 5,25,000 is already deducted while calculating this profit. It should be added back, isn't it? Special depreciation also is generally not allowed. It is not allowable expenses, right? Inadmissible expenses. Therefore, it is again added back to the net profit. All provisions are inadmissible. Provision for tax, provision for doubtful debts are inadmissible. Therefore, provision for tax 28 lakhs is already deducted while calculating this profit of 23,10,000 is added back to the profit, right? Even ex gratia to employees rupees 35,000, ex gratia to employees 35,000, ex gratia, as I told you, extra payment to employees, ex gratia, kind of extra payment. So that extra ex gratia is not allowed, actually not allowed allowable expenses for the purpose of remuneration. So this ex gratia is already deducted while calculating this profit of 23,10,000. So these items should be added back to the net profit. So total amount to be added here is 34,30,000, right? So total should be 57,40,000, 57,40,000. And in the income, profit on sale of investment is generally, right, non-recurring. Profit on sale of investment 2,10,000 is non-recurring nature. It is already, it is inadmissible income, not allowed for the purpose of managerial remuneration. It is already added to the net profit. See, profit on sale of only investment company. Profit on sale of only investment company is allowed or added to the profit. But it is a non-investment, assuming that it is a non-investment company, the total amount of is 2,10,000 which is already added to the profit is deducted. Therefore, the profit for managerial remuneration purpose is 55,30,000, isn't it? The profit for managerial remuneration is 55,30,000. So, the managerial remuneration at the rate of 5%, managerial remuneration at the rate of 5% on 55,30,000 is 2,76,500, right? Now this is the managerial remuneration on the net profit of rupees 55,30,000, not 23,10,000. So managerial remuneration is calculated on this profit. The the profit as per the Companies Act of 190, Section 198 of Companies Act. So 5% of that comes to 2,76,500. Now whatever assumptions you have made, ex gratia is not treated as allowable expenses for managerial remuneration purpose. It is an extra remuneration, it is an extra payment, right? Extra payment, not regular payment, right? Not bonus. It is not generally allowed for the managerial remuneration purpose. Similarly, the multiple shift depreciation is also it is allowable expenses because depreciation is calculated as per Schedule 2 to the Companies Act 2013. But special depreciation is not allowable. Special depreciation is not allowable depreciation. Therefore, it is added back to the profits. The special depreciation is added back, and multiple shift depreciation is actually is the depreciation which is allowed. Multiple shift depreciation is allowed as per the income tax, as per the Companies Act. So this is how you need to calculate net profit for managerial remuneration purpose. I hope you got the idea here. Only thing is, from the profit, if any profit is given, if in that profit, suppose any inadmissible expenses are deducted, you have to add back, and if any inadmissible incomes are added, you have to deduct that. So that is the logic while calculating the profit for managerial remuneration purpose. I hope you got the idea, and this is enough today, and we will work out some more examples in the next class. Thank you.